Look at this marble bust of Alexander the Great. In 332 BC, he led an exhausted army across the Egyptian desert to the Siwa oasis. He didn't cross a continent for resources. He went so the oracle could declare him the son of a god and the absolute center of the universe. That relentless drive to rewrite reality is captured in this text from the Gospel of Apollodorus. It defines abrogation, the deliberate superseding of one truth by another. In the ancient world, conquering armies would violently peel away old gods, names, and legends, replacing them entirely with their own. This pattern repeated with Alexander's successors. Ptolemy, Cleopatra, and Roman leaders all attempted to force themselves into the role of the Axis Mundi. They claimed divine right from these stone thrones, but their authority relied entirely on shifting political alliances and temporary military leverage. Because that power was held together by the sword, it could only last until a sharper sword arrived. When these sprawling dynasties inevitably collapsed, they left behind a massive geopolitical influence, but an absolute spiritual and historical vacuum. This cycle of violent conquest and collapse functioned as the construction of a global stage, an unwitting preparation for history's true center. The first piece of that stage was built along this geography, where the Mediterranean meets the Nile. Alexander and Ptolemy founded Alexandria to be a massive melting pot, forcing Greek philosophy, Persian trade routes, and Egyptian mysticism into a single urban center. Their conquests forced the adoption of a common language, Greek, across thousands of miles. Millions of disconnected people could suddenly communicate with one another, fostering a continent-wide hunger for wisdom and philosophical truth. Yet, as you can see in these ruined stone foundations, it failed to last. The scribe Apollodorus documented that Alexandria's art and shared language couldn't prevent deep civil unrest. The city regularly boiled over into riots, political coups, and violent rebellion. Greece and Egypt successfully built the intellectual infrastructure and the shared language required to communicate a global message, yet they failed to find a message that could actually hold humanity together. Across the sea, Rome proved that absolute power is fatally fragile. This weathered bust of Julius Caesar marks a man who built his authority purely on political loyalty and military might, only to die on the Senate floor, under a storm of blades from his own allies. From the ashes of that republic rose Augustus Caesar. He centralized authority and forged a tightly controlled, deeply interconnected empire that stretched across the known world. The physical achievement of his Pax Romana is still visible today. The Romans laid down massive networks of paved roads like this one, unifying trade routes and established safe physical passage across previously hostile, divided lands. Rome successfully connected its cities with stone and steel. But while their roads moved legions and goods across a unified world, this rigid military order offered absolutely no answer to the deeper spiritual restlessness of a people governed by iron. The final piece of the infrastructure fell into place behind these massive stone walls in Judea. Under King Herod, the region was suffocated by intense paranoia, violence, and a ruler desperately hoarding power at any cost. When foreign astronomers arrived with prophecies of a newborn king, Herod's terror consumed him. To preserve his own crown, he ordered an unthinkable massacre of innocents in the streets of Bethlehem. That level of brutal tyranny, combined with the constant clashing of old religious traditions and Roman occupation, created a boiling point. The population was left in a state of deep, desperate anticipation. Judea provided the exact spiritual vacuum, a profound theological longing required for a revolutionary truth to finally take root. By the 1st century AD, the powerful men who claimed the world for themselves met quiet, fragile ends. Herod's body failed him, leaving him haunted by guilt, while Augustus's death fractured the Roman court into bitter succession dramas. Look at these scattered columns in the Roman Forum. The absolute, forced power of the god kings was entirely temporary. Just as Apollodorus was digging his final historical chronicles, the empires these men bled to build were already beginning to turn to dust. The cultural, physical, and spiritual stages were now perfectly aligned, yet the throne at the center of the world was empty. It is into this highly specific historical vacuum that a carpenter from Galilee stepped. His ministry, violently overturning the existing order of wealth and religious law, ignited the meticulously laid kindling of the ancient world. This message utilized the common Greek language to communicate complex ideas and traveled physically along secure Roman roads. It found rapid acceptance because it addressed the exact spiritual desperation forged in Judea. The true Axis Mundi emerged as a permanent truth, one that bypassed military conquest to cleave the timeline of history in two. The grand, bloody ambitions of Alexander, Caesar, and Herod were merely the unwitting prologue, stagehands laboring for centuries to build the infrastructure for the true center of the world.